Arriaga, and I want to continue from my previous lesson on the goal achievement process. So if you haven't watched that video, go watch it first, and then we're going to pick up and dive a little bit more into details that I think are going to be beneficial for you. Number one, my name is Rich Arriaga. This is my website. So if you're looking for a coach or a mentor or somebody to help you get from where you are to where you want to be, I'm your guy. Now, just a quick review on some of the things that I didn't talk about, but just a slide in general. This slide talks about where you are, which is the blue dot, and where it is that you want to be, which is the red star. This is your North Star. So think about in great levels of details, what exactly is it that I want? Number one, what is your goal? What are you seeking? And number two, you need the fuel. You need the energy to sustain you, to keep you going, especially when you don't want to go any further, especially when the evidence on the outside seems to suggest that it's not working or it's not happening or it's not happening fast enough. That's your why. What is the why behind my goal, the goal that I want to achieve? Now up on top over here, I have a little comment that says, don't think from your current level of results, which is based on your past thinking. So my current circumstances, my current conditions, my current results are based on the way I used to think in the past. So if I want to change my future, I have to change the way I'm thinking now, the way I think today. So I said, think from the level of your desire. That's that red star. Who is that person? How does she walk, talk, shake their hand, shake somebody else's hand? How do they dress? What's their attitude? How do they handle obstacles or challenges or mistakes or failures? That's the person that you want to start to embody. You want that personality, new personality. And we're not changing you into a different person, but we are changing your personality, or suggesting we change your personality into the person that you already are. But over time, you've been given so many limiting beliefs, so many lies have been told to you that you started to believe them. So it says, think from the level of your desire. And then I wrote that there is a thinker and a prover. So if you think that you cannot, then the subconscious mind, which is the prover, will show you that you're right. I will give you evidence to support that you can't. If you think you can, then again, the prover, which is the subconscious mind, is going to provide evidence, serendipities, synchronicities that come up, that appear, and they will show you a path. They will show you direction toward your North Star, toward your goal. So again, just watch that video if you don't have enough information right now to understand everything, all the symbols that I have on this slide. The next slide. This is kind of, if you're familiar with the movie The Matrix, that's why I have a red pill and a blue pill. And so in this middle, in the center, what I have is a picture, a diagram of your mind. Now, no one has ever seen the mind, but the mind in general, we'll say, is in three different locations. You have your conscious mind, which is all the schooling, the books, the things that you actively and sometimes even passively absorb, watching TV, listening to the news, etc., the people that surround you. Then you have your subconscious mind, and this is really where all the main things, all your results are really driven from your subconscious mind. The programs that you have in your subconscious mind, the paradigms, which are groups of habits, the habits, individual habits, your current chemistry. I feel like I can. I feel like I can't. I'm happy. I'm upset. I'm depressed. I feel empowered. The feelings, your emotions, a cybernetic system, and your beliefs. Your beliefs are not necessarily the truth. They're just things that you started to believe by repeating the thought over and over time. And then the reason I have an X is the vibration, the thing that drives your body into taking actions. So your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are what define your personality. This is your attitude, if you will. So sometimes you might hear people say, or hear me say that your attitude is negative or your attitude is bad. And it's not generally what you think it means. It just means that when your attitude is negative or not conducive for your growth, that means that you're allowing the outside circumstances to determine how you feel. You're allowing the outside circumstances to dictate the actions that you're going to take, or lack of actions that you take because you think it's not going to happen for you. But if you have a more positive attitude, then you realize, I am the creator. I am made in an image of a creator. And so all I have to do, and I say all I have to do like it's easy, but it actually is a lot of mental work, is to, again, think about what I want and realize that I, through my thoughts, through my feelings, through my actions, create what's on the outside. My personality creates my personal reality. Remember, my personality is my thoughts, feelings, and action. Now, if you're familiar with the movie The Matrix, it has a red pill and a blue pill. The red pill is you want to just stay where you are, you're going to ignore reality, and you're going to settle for being basically a victim to your conditions and circumstances. So on the left, I have a list of details which I won't go through every item, but basically you're choosing a life of suffering. You have brain waves that are really incoherent. You have a heart rate variability that is not coherent, not aligned. You start to think in terms of this is not possible. You're down-regulating your genes. You're constantly in a state of fight or flight or fright. So your parasympathetic system, the gas is on, and you're just not thinking clearly. You're not able to imagine. You're not able to create the way you could be creating. You have a limiting mindset. You have a fixed mindset because you're so worried and focused on you're being selfish. You can choose that. Or you can choose to take the red pill, which is on the right. And on the right, we see that life can be beautiful. Not everything in your life has to be beautiful at the moment, but it can be beautiful. I can make that choice. I can develop more coherent alpha and theta brain waves. And that's why when I mentioned on the first part one, about the autosuggestion, as I start to have these empowering thoughts, thinking that I am able, that I am capable, that I am manifesting, I am achieving the goals that I want to achieve. They don't have to happen immediately, but they will happen over time. An example, when you were in school as a child, remember the experiment where you would plant a seed, then you put the cup in the window, and you'd go every day, a couple times a day, and notice that nothing's happening. And at some point, you start to probably believe and think that's not going to happen for me. I did something wrong. But if you wait a little bit longer, all of a sudden you see the budding of the first set of roots. You see something coming from the surface. And that's what I mean by you're choosing the red pill and you're having these thoughts that you're aligning with what you want to happen. You have to hold that image and believe that it's possible and do your part. Your part really it's really important, which is the thinking and feeling that this is going to happen for me. That starts off possible and then it becomes probable. Then I wrote you have a coherent heart rate variability. So again, that shows that you're under less stress. You start to believe that it's possible. When you're thinking this way, feeling this way, you're upregulating those healthy genes. Your hormones are kicking in. They're focusing on growth and repair. Your parasympathetic nervous system is focusing on restoration, your rest and digest, your create and love. You're healthy. You have an attitude of gratitude. You have a compassion mindset. You have a growth mindset. You have an unlimiting mindset. You're grateful. You have courage. You're doing things that you normally would not because you believe that even if it doesn't work out at the moment, it still moves you in the right direction. It still moves you in the direction of your North Star. So all these things on the right are just as an example. I won't go through all of them, but you want to, again, keep alive your dream. Keep that seed being in an environment that's conducive for growth. Your job is to hold the image. Your job is to keep thinking in terms of what do I want, not what I don't want. That's what you've been doing all along, and that's why you don't have the results that you are looking for. But if you start focusing on what exactly do I want, number one. Number two, why do I want it? My why power is that fuel. And start to understand that as I maintain these thoughts, all I'm doing is these conscious thoughts, I'm pushing them down, a seed, I'm planting it into my subconscious mind. And I do this over and over and over again through spaced repetition. Then it becomes a normal part of me. It becomes a habit. It becomes a paradigm. And it tells my cybernetic system, which is like a thermostat, that this is the direction that I want to go. And whenever my cybernetic system is activated, it starts working with negative feedback. So anytime I'm off course, anytime I'm making a mistake, it just says, Rich, you're off course. make a course correction. So then you start to realize that my mistakes and my failures are actually my friends. It doesn't mean that you're going out to intentionally make mistakes and failures, but it helps you realize that every time I make a mistake, every time I have experience of failure, it's just temporary defeat. It's not permanent, but it's just the universe or God or whatever you call it telling you that I'm not moving in the right direction. I'm moving away from the desired course. So just make a correction. Have grace with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say I'm stupid. Don't say I'm dumb. Don't say it doesn't work for me, because when you're doing that, what you've done is you've taken yourself off of the frequency of where you want, and you've gone back to the frequency where you are. You're taking the blue pill again. So take the red pill, focus on what you want, be intentional. Every day have a list of action items that you want to take. So one example of the things that I do is I'll write my goals for the end of the year. And then I rewrite those goals in terms of what are the deliverables that I need for the quarter, each quarter. Then what are the deliverables that I need for each month? What are the deliverables for each week? And then what are 3 to 6 things that I must do today that's going to move me in that direction? And so for each one of those goals, for the year, for the quarter, for the month, I just write 3 things that I have to deliver. So you don't have to overcomplicate it. Anytime you complicate things, you make it much worse. Just simplification is the things that are going to help you lead to success. Think about if you've read the book Atomic Habits, you want to get 1% better every day. I think we are all able and capable of doing one thing that makes us 1% better every day. Now that 1% has to be in the area that's aligned, that's based on your focus. So you want this aggregation of marginal gains to kick in 1% better in that area that's going to help me be better, help me move closer toward my goal. And before you know it, you'll achieve your goal. When you do this and you see that it works, you're going to try for the next level goal. So you always want goals. You always want to, remember I mentioned that goal is not about achieving the goal. The goal really is about you becoming the person who can achieve those goals and the type of person who can maintain and hold on to the goal and then go to the next level. So I hope this is helpful. Again, my name is Rich Arriaga. You can reach me at richarriaga.com. Schedule 30-minute a free consultation with me, and I can help you gain clarity, and I can certainly help you get from where you are to where you want to be.